My name is Dr. Filippo Boni, and I'm a lecturer in Politics and International Studies in the Department of Politics and International Studies at the Open University. My department is part of the School of Social Sciences and Global Studies, which is within the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. What I think really sparkled my interest in international relations and South Asia more specifically was an internship I was selected for in the Embassy of Pakistan in Rome when I was doing my master's. Within my field, I'm most excited about three main aspects. The first one is the ability to contribute to the big question, with my research, to the big question of our time. We read and hear in the news day in and day out, for instance, about China's role in the world and the way in which it impacts on norms, values, and institutions. With my research, I try to make sense of these developments by zooming in to specific areas, for example, South Asia, and to try and see how these dynamics are actually unfolding and playing out on the ground. The second element that really drives my passion for research and for my field is the ability or the potential that the research has to make an impact on policy and how policy is made at government level. And the third, probably most important dimension of this impact is the way in which the research then fits into the teaching material that we produce for our students. And this is an element on which the OU, it's an aspect on which the OU is very strong on. This is something which really places our students at the very heart of current debates in all sorts of disciplines. What I really like about being an academic in 2020 is it's really the idea of being part of the intellectual debates that define our time. I think it's becoming increasingly visible how the world it's sort of changing in an extremely rapid pace. And in international relations, a lot of the debate after the end of the Cold War was that we were in a unipolar moment with the US, the major power, emerging from the Cold War as the sole superpower. We then had a phase in which there was this idea of multipolarity with not just the US, but a number of poles, of centers of powers around the world. What we're probably going to see in the next 25 years is a return to the sort of bipolarity, with the United States and China being the sort of dominant forces in the international system. This is something which we see and read about pretty much every day in the news as well, but I think this trend is likely to be reinforced. And it will also be interesting to see how this competition plays out in key flashpoints around the world. And in this case, we could look at cases like Europe or South Asia and how this competition is playing out. In an uncertain world, the piece of advice I would give to someone looking to make positive change would be to engage with knowledge. We often tend to think about politics as just party politics or politics at the time of election, which of course it's crucial, but that's not the only way in which we can affect change and we can have an impact. So there are also different forms that this impact can take. We can engage with non-governmental organizations. We can volunteer for a cause we really believe in. So there are many different ways and shapes that impact can take. And so I would really recommend engaging with something they really believe in, they're passionate about, and that change is possible even without thinking of high politics.